So when we see these figures that was presented at the Tourism, Health and Wellness conference in Mobay speaks to men who were given a reason by their current relationship status, because having done a DNA test at our facility, they found out that they were not the fathers of not only their child, but their children. And what we have seen is that they're fathers who have had up to 4 children on paper, on birth certificate, but having had a shadow of doubt cast by just some simple things, like something said in a quarrel in the relationship. They decided to test all children, and they found out that the children were not theirs.
Jamaica, a land renowned for its rich heritage and spirited people. Yet, beneath the surface lies a profound issue that has silently impacted countless families. Paternity fraud, colloquially known as jacket. In Jamaican parlance, a jacket refers to a child misattributed to a man who is not the biological father. This practice, often shrouded in secrecy, has far-reaching implications for families and society. Imagine waking up one day to find out everything you believed about your family was a lie. These stories are real, and they're happening every day in Jamaica. If you believe the truth matters, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let's shed light on the stories that need to be told. Studies indicate that approximately 25% of Jamaican men are unknowingly raising children who are not biologically theirs. In some testing facilities, up to 70% of paternity tests confirm such misattributions. These numbers are not just statistics. They represent real lives affected by deception and misplaced trust.
That's an adverse result for 1 in every 2 tests.
Well, the number is extremely high. So we've heard higher numbers before, but I think that this is the closest to an accurate record that we probably have of the issue in Jamaica because of the scope. Paternity testing is when you test a child against a father. Relationship testing, you can test the aunt or a uncle. That category of test is called an avuncular DNA test to determine whether or not the child is the father's child. So you test the father's brother or sister. You can test the father's mother or father, which will be the child's grandparent. You can do a grandparent test. You can do siblingship tests. So the adverse result is a catch-all phrase we use to say we expected you to be related and you're not.
Stay informed. Subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analyses.
She might be fooling around with 2 men. She go play hokey pokey to find out which one is the better daddy, which one is the better candidate. So it's like Russian roulette. Is it Tom, Dick or Harry? Which is the better father? So it doesn't really matter who is the biological dad, especially in this economy. Like, people can hardly afford to live.
Sometimes them don't really know. Which is some of them know, them wicked enough, them know. Which is some innocent, them don't know, say, is the next man's child. To when the child start to grow now and start to show features, then them realize, say, so there is a problem is here.
The push for mandatory DNA testing. In response to the alarming prevalence of paternity fraud, St. James Central Member of Parliament, Heroy Clarke, has been a vocal advocate for mandatory DNA testing at birth. He argues that such a measure is essential to protect the integrity of Jamaican families. Clarke has emphasized the emotional and psychological toll of paternity fraud, stating, "We are seeing families broken because of this situation." He is currently fine-tuning a motion to table in the House, aiming to make DNA testing a standard procedure at birth. While the proposal has garnered support from those seeking to prevent deception, it also raises questions about privacy, consent, and the potential for unintended consequences.
Dozen people either directly or indirectly affected by paternity fraud. No one wants to speak about this because of how difficult a subject this is to confront.
Engage with us. Like and subscribe for more insights. For many men, discovering that a child they have nurtured is not biologically theirs leads to profound emotional turmoil. Research reveals that a significant number of men experience feelings of betrayal and anger upon learning the truth. The emotional scars can be deep, affecting their sense of identity and trust in future relationships.
The way women just throw kids to men who aren't really the father. And I think they should go under harsh punishment.
Amidst the deception, it's the children who bear unintended consequences. Their sense of identity and belonging hangs in the balance. Discovering that the man they call father isn't biologically related can lead to identity crises and emotional distress. Their innocent hearts are caught in a web of adult decisions, leaving lasting impressions on their psyche. Seeking solutions. In light of these revelations, discussions have emerged about implementing mandatory DNA tests at birth. A proposal met with both support and opposition. Proponents argue it could prevent future deceptions and protect the rights of all parties involved, while opponents caution it may increase domestic tensions. Balancing truth, trust, and societal harmony is a delicate endeavor. As a nation, we must engage in open dialogues and foster a culture where honesty prevails. Join the conversation. Subscribe and be part of the chain. The jacket dilemma is more than a personal betrayal. It's a societal challenge that calls for introspection, compassion, and action. Together, we can weave a fabric of trust and integrity for future generations. Jamaica, this is more than just a statistic. It's a crisis. If you believe in truth, justice, and protecting families, click like to show your support. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
47% of Jamaicans who used the services of the company 876 DNA test in 2024 received an adverse result. In fact, the crude percentage is higher. 52% of all DNA tests at the company returned adverse results. Some were done by Jamaicans in the diaspora and could not be assigned a parish, and so the company adjusted the numbers down.
But dear and then Giovanni, trust me, the Holy Spirit told me, this is your brother.
This is your brother.
Yes. So when I got home, as I got in, my phone rang. And he said, Mr. Scott. I said, what, Mr. Coleman? He said, me have something to tell you, you know. And I prayed to him in saying, you want to tell me so we are brother? And he started crying.
He started to cry?
He started to cry.
What was your reaction?
Well, tears well up my eyes too.
He had always dismissed the idea that his biological father was not the man who raised him, until now.
And we do these kinds of testing and we find out that there is an issue. And then we can go to the doctor and we can resolve it and have our children. It works, you know, other than we're at home and we say, no, children, now come, something must be wrong with you or something must be wrong with you. And then I go and go out the road, go have children with the next woman because something wrong with you. Or me as a woman, I go have a child with somebody. It needs a kind of openness between couples. Not true?
It does there, but it points to even a bigger problem.
Tell me.
Because infertility may be one. And many persons will say that it is perhaps that is what is driving the woman to seek alternative ways
The men
of getting
too.
pregnant. But the men will also tell you, when you talk to them, that there's a culture of infidelity. That is something that we have to look at. We did a study some years ago in Jamaica where 65% of women admitted to having a partner outside their regular partner while they're having that regular partner.